Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So let's take a talk about what exactly is happening in the market for Terra Luna Classic. How much burn are we going to be seeing and what's next? I know I have been talking a lot about what Terra Luna Classic did, but you guys are just amazing with the community. That's really, really awesome. But really, FTX even stepped away from Celsius's acquisition. This was like the successor of Terra Luna. Terra Luna pretty much crashed and citing a 2 billion hole in its balance sheet. And, this was the next one to fall. If Terra was the first house of cards, again, Terra can still be rebuilt. Terra Classic can still be rebuilt if the burns get in place. If, lots and lots of development does happen, Terra Luna can still reach 1 cent. I still think that's possible, especially if we can get a huge burn. It's going to be really, really hard. But it couldn't be possible. Celsius releases a new blog releasing its silence to address the community about what is happening. However, the blog doesn't seem to enlighten the users with the slightest hope of resuming its withdrawals and training. The blog states that Celsius team is working quickly to stabilize. And guys, this kind of, I really respect the Celsius team on working hard. This kind of gives me the Terra Luna vibes, where Terra Luna didn't give an update to holders because they cannot, in a single week, they cannot because they're working on so many things. I totally get it. But, the holders, they're holding their funds here, right? And, same with Terra Luna. A lot of people were holding when it started crashing. The blog states that Celsius team is working quickly to stabilize operations and liquidity on the platform. Steam says that quick steps are taken back in order to provide community with more information. The blog also reads that all team is working with the clients and the community is mined to survive the toughest times as Celsius is struggling financially. So they admitted that they are struggling. Celsius is seriously struggling. And, everyone wants it. Not even the small holders, but also the big players, the big institutions want back their debt that they gave to Celsius. And Celsius was one of those big blocks, and it gives no hint about Resurrection Day. The block takes different activities the team is engaged in on. It doesn't mention a date that will be resuming activities on the platform. Also mentions taking necessary steps to protect the asset. The team highlights the process that include liability restructuring, many other activities. According to Celsius, these activities will take time and are complex. This really gives me the vibes because BitBoy is the one that took a huge shit here. And, a lot of people, just like Terra Luna, got hit by this. And, what does this mean next? A lot of people from Terra Classic that bought at the bottom will be okay. The year 2022 proved to be one of the most devastating years for many crypto enthusiasts. The fall of the Terra ecosystem then witnessed investors losing millions, which was followed by a bear market and rising interest inflation. Terra was just, the cavalry that sped up the inflation and everything else, that sped up the crash. And this was the 2022 is the worst in history as investors were slowly recovering from the sudden fall of Terra. Celsius also stunned its users with the announcement on June 13th. Just as we were recovering, there was another block of cards to fall. Celsius chose to halt its withdrawals due to extreme market circumstances. The startling statement prompted the community to declare the platform unstable. Some allegations were spreading about Alan Mahinsky that he was trying to flee the country. Stated he would just stop the authorities as he was heading. It's been more than 70 days since Celsius halted its activities. Just like Terra Luna, it's been 2-3 months. Users are still waiting for a day that they can access their funds. So even FTX said that they will do a bailout, but they pulled away. Citing a 2 billion hole in balance sheet. They have, even FTX is seriously crashing. So tough to deal with Celsius and also found a 2 billion hole in its balance sheet. I'm guessing Celsius network, they're minus 2 billion. Announcement for Celsius come after people slowly were recovering from the fall of Terra. Just another crash after another, and continue to stabilize the operations and liquidity. Despite the fact that withdrawals have been banned, crypto lending service Celsius continues to pay weekly incentives to investors. Many people have called it insulting. Investors are perplexed to what this means. These incentives are piling up, but there is no way to cash them out. Several users turned to Twitter to voice their displeasure with the company. Meanwhile, Celsius said the assets were saved, that everyone is going to get it back, right? So we're not sure that their coin was pumping. Terra Classic is the next to go strong. But right now, there's lots and lots of things to talk about. There's so much. But if FTX pulls out from this one, which one is the next to fall? Like Terra Luna, what you did, like, can it survive? Can Terra Classic, with the community, can it go forward from here with a huge burn? It definitely can. But what do you guys think about this? Be sure to smash that like button. I'll keep you guys updated with more news. Peace, everyone.